Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm here with 2017 Olympian Jake Alvarez. Jake, man, just tell us a little bit about your history, and I know you have like some Olympia, history and whatnot, but tell us your competition history, your Olympia history prior to this year.
Well, my first show was April 2013. That was my first ever show. It's what September 2017 now. Ever since then, I've done 21 shows, amateur and pro shows. I was in the 2015 Olympia. I was qualified via points. I was the number one top point leader in 2015. Ended up getting 16th place, the real 16. I actually got 16. Everyone else behind me was 16th place, which is last. But I actually got second to last. So this Olympia, actually last Olympia, I didn't qualify. I grinded, I did the first ever pro classic physique show. So I actually switched divisions from men's physique to classic. And I thought that was going to be, we didn't know what they were looking for. So, we were going into that with Team Zero Gravity. We didn't know if they were looking for more of a small bodybuilder. Were they looking for a Frank Zane aesthetic kind of a look? I did the show, got smashed. Danny Hester was there, Mr. Olympia 2016 Classic, the first ever. Darian Charles, he won, several pro classic shows. What's his name?
You're talking about Devon Lender, right? Or you're talking about Stan McQuay because he also has
Stan McQuay. Yeah. Okay. So I competed with the first ever pro show was with Stan McQuay, Darian Charles, Danny Hester, Mr. Olympia the first ever Mr. Olympia 2016 Classic Physique Pro. I got totally smashed, and I went back to men's physique. But what was weird was that, I had that mindset of I had to be big. So put on a lot of size, and that going back to men's physique, it actually hurt me. So didn't qualify for last year's Olympia. Went to Olympia, and I was like, all my friends are at Olympia, and I was like, man, I should have competed. Should have been there with everybody else. So, I just buckled down. The next I shot for a show that was 8 weeks out, and won that show. Qualified for 2017 Olympia right now, and looking good so far.
Awesome. So you like what you said. You won the Sacramento Pro. Towards the end of last year, which qualified you for this year's Olympia. So that between that prep and the prep that you have for your Olympia, how are you attacking your prep differently, or what are you doing differently for your Olympia prep?
So that prep that I won, Sac Pro, was at the butt end of a long 6 months of prep, hard prep. I did 5 shows within 4 months. Took a little break, and then went back on and won that Sac show in November. So comparing that prep is very different from this prep. This prep, after I won that pro show, I had a long off season, which was actually my first real off season ever since I started competing, a real off season. And it helped me a lot. I knew I had deficiencies in certain muscle groups, and I was too stubborn. I always wanted to qualify for the next show, do another show. I'm a show pony. I do lots of shows, and it actually hurt me because I believe that in this sport of men's physique, if you're not constantly evolving, if you're not improving your physique every year, you're going to get left behind, Great physiques at one point aren't, I'm sorry, but sometimes they just become irrelevant,
Yeah.
and you might look great in the beginning of your career, and some people actually look worse, some people look the same, but all I'm saying is that, to be competitive in this sport, you have to constantly be evolving, improving, getting better, progressing. So I'm glad I had this really good off season, and leading up to it, I had an amazing off season. Build up a lot of my lagging muscles, and even right now, leading up to that, I'm a lot leaner than I ever was 2 weeks before a show.
Awesome, man. So in just this prep, man, what has been your most difficult part, or have there been any difficult parts? Because preps are usually different. So what's been your hardest I guess hurdles in this prep going in?
Uh, Hardest hurdles, I guess, a lot of personal stuff, a lot going on. For example, one big thing I just actually found out today that we actually, because we've been looking. Me and my girlfriend Catherine, she's also an IFBB pro. She lives in the Bay. I live in San Diego, and we have a long distance relationship. That in itself is already kind of adds to the whole mix of difficulties with prep. But we were actually looking for a house. We were about to move in together, and we actually found out today. We were kind of stressed out the last few weeks. We weren't sure we were going to get the house, but we just found out today. We've been negotiating with these people, and we're getting our dream home today. So that's one thing that I don't have to stress out about anymore, except buying new furniture and paying the mortgage. But we'll deal with that when it comes.
The other
I'm glad that. Yeah. So that should be good, and at least we have something to look forward to. After Olympia, that I can focus on and be excited about.
So, I know you end up going to the ZG gym every once in a while to train with the guys, and but I have seen a lot of pictures of you training by yourself. What do you do in order to keep yourself highly motivated for the show?
Actually, going to zero gravity keeps me motivated. So, I think a lot. It's also who you surround yourself with. So. When I'll be completely honest with you. A few weeks ago, I was a lot of personal stuff going on, and my head wasn't on straight as far as having that tunnel vision that you need to have to be competitive and be good at a show. And I actually was you know what? I really need to go to zero gravity and be around that energy, around those people, around that kind of motivation. Because to be honest, some of the best athletes in the world come from one team, zero gravity. And if I'm training with the best in the world, if I'm training with, the top athletes in the world, I can't slow down. You have Jim Pop in there, you have Long there, you have Johnny Bernstein, Jamie Leroyce. You
got some of the best.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. And when I'm training with them, I'm going 100%. I can't look weak in front of those guys. So. If I want to stay on par with them, the best way to do it is train with them, And the whole thing about zero gravity, I guess our little slogan is iron sharpens iron, We get that from our coach Ryan of zero gravity. We motivate each other and together we're unstoppable. So as long as I can get with, that's why I make it a point to actually go to zero gravity. It's about now that I move, it's going to be a 2-hour drive to get over there, but I'm going to try to at least go once a week, and that's going to keep me motivated.
Yeah, you do have just the team alone has about 8 Olympians just on men's physique alone. So
actually, in the last 3 years, we've had the most Olympians from one team.
Yeah,
I think the first year 6, second year 6, and I think this year about 8. I could be mistaken.
Yeah.
Because I know Garrett just got pushed out from points. So.
Yeah, he got pushed out from points. It's you really do have a huge team there. And it's if you're not motivated training with your partners trying to outbeat them, I wouldn't even see why. Mm-hmm. How
well, it's not really outbeat them. Yeah. It's a good I wouldn't even say rivalry. It's just we're a team. We motivate each other. We push each other. And honestly, it's whoever brings it the best, or whoever really brings it.
Yeah.
Everyone has a potential. Everyone has a great physique. Everyone's won a pro show. Everyone's good. It's just whoever's gonna bring it this one show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So what you said, you're training with everybody, and you're training with some of the best. So going into the show, how confident do you feel? That you're going to break that top 5, or even try to win the show.
See, I don't know about that. See, obviously, that all sounds good. Top 5, being Mr. Olympia, and not that I'm not confident at all. It's just, man, these guys are top. When I try to explain it to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just another bodybuilding show." But no, the Olympia is the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
So, I would love to be in that top 5, top 10, top 3, but it's just something that that's what going into this prep, that's everyone's goal, and that's why I'm ready. I go stage right now. So that was my goal, was to be 2 weeks be ready 2 weeks before, and I kind of was maybe 2.5, 3 weeks. I probably was already stage ready. So my goal for going into this Olympia is I know I'll never be, and it's funny, is I actually kind of got this from my really good friend Jared, is I know I'll never be the biggest, but I will be the most conditioned, and I'm going to try to be the most aesthetic. So at least that thing I can control, and I know my body can handle.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing your post, and dude, you are coming in super conditioned. I mean, more conditioned than most of the guys that I've been seeing. So, I mean,
that's the one thing is I can only go with what I'm good at. I'm, like I said, I'm never going to be the biggest guy. I'm not going to be the strongest guy, but I can be the most shredded guy. And if my nickname is a shredder, I gotta bring it. I can't bring anything less. I can't bring anything less than the nastiest conditioning ever. So otherwise, you gotta take my name away from me.
Yeah, you gotta live up to the name, man. Because if not, then you got like what you said, you gotta take it away, man.
So, I'm not about to lose that.
No. Let's say you do win, man. Let's say you outbeat Jeremy. Bro, what would be your next step? What would you want to do after you win Olympia? I know everybody has their thoughts, and I'm not saying I want to go to Disney World, nothing stupid like that, but career goals or whatever, what would you do if you do win?
I don't know. Honestly, I've actually never really thought about that. Completely honest with you. I'd have to really just step back and just try to absorb everything I can, because I think one big thing that I've learned as far as competing is that as a competitor, you think of one goal, one show, and then all you can think about is the next one. You never really absorb everything. So if that ever did happen, man, I would have to just step back and just try to absorb it and really just embrace what just happened. Because I've had a lot of great things, great opportunities, but being a Mr. Olympia, that's I can't even fathom that. So and that's a goal, that's everyone's goal.
That's everyone's goal.
Yeah, so I feel pretty good going into Olympia. Can I say I'm going to be Mr. Olympia? I don't know. That's up to the judges. We'll leave it up to them. But I'm just going to bring the best I can bring. I'm going to best conditioning I could bring, and I guess we'll just find out and see.
So, now going to your fan base or even other amateurs, man, a lot of people look up to you guys, and they always look for either a word of wisdom or whatever. So, what would you tell the amateur that's striving to either be a pro or even to step on the Olympia stage, man?
Actually, that's one of the questions I get a lot is what's some tips and advice? And it's such a very general, broad question, but you kind of narrowed it down to if you want to be a pro, do you want to be successful? I think that one of the biggest things is, there's a lot of things. Well, let's go through a couple. One is a lot of people train so hard, they diet so hard, but their posing sucks. I tell these people a lot, and one of my biggest things with posing is I don't feel like I'm the best poser, but I give the judges what they want and enough where they can judge it. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of people focus so much on their diet, so much on their training, so much on their cardio, but then when they go on stage, they look like this.
Yeah, and they don't show it off right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's if one guy had the perfect body, but he didn't know how to pose, and there was another guy who had a 9 out of 10 body, and he knew how to pose, who's going to win? The 9 out of 10 guy. Because, the judges can only judge what you put in front of them, what they can judge and what they can score. I guess another piece of advice would be if you actually became a pro, you actually got there, what people for example, one of the new pros, AJ Quimson, he just got his pro card at USA's, and I was actually the one who gave him his trophy.
Card, right?
like physically, I gave it him his trophy on stage. And I've known him before, and one of the things, advice that I was giving him was like, stay humble, my friend. You know, it's like a lot of people I've been a pro for a couple of years, and I've seen a lot of pros come and go. And I think one of the things advice to give is just stay humble. Just stay humble. Like, be yourself. Like, stay in your own lane. You know, because once you get that IFBB at the end of your name, or you get the pro status. Like, I feel like a lot of people change. A lot of people start acting differently, feel very entitled. And honestly, it's not good. It's not good because a lot of people look up to you. And if you become like a douchebag, and you actually act like you're God's gift to humanity, like I know some people are, it's not good. You know, it's not good for your image, and not good for the IFBB. It's not good for anybody. So I just tell people, just stay humble. You're a pro. That's great. That doesn't make you better than anybody else.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that statement. You know, I do see a lot of pros out there that, you know, do get their pro card and then they feel like they're entitled when they have.
I'm pretty sure you can think of quite a few.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but you know, it is true. A lot of people do feel entitled, and you know, they need to understand that a lot of times they still need to pay their dues, and you know, to get out there, and you know, so
especially the ones who have done anything.
Yeah, exactly. With some of the guys have just literally stepped on a national stage. They were good enough, but they've only done like 2 shows, you know. So, or you know, we run into a lot of things too. Like, you know, people step on a national stage and think they could be a coach already, you know. So, you know, it kind of works.
I can go on forever about that.
Yeah,
coaches. Oh gosh.
So, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps us up. I mean, the last thing that I would want you to do is, you know, state your name and then state where people could find you.
All right. Well, hello guys. My name is Jake Alvarez. I'm an IFBB pro. Don't forget it. You can contact me on basically social media, and my main handle would be @GerardJake, GerardJake, on Instagram. Leave me a comment, leave me a message, and hope to see you guys soon.
All right, guys. So this is the road to Olympia. We hope to see you over there September 17th, or is it 16th? Is it September 17th? It's September 17th, right?
I don't know, but I'm ready today. Let's do today.
You're ready to step on stage right now. All right, guys. So this is the road to Olympia. Interview with Gerard Jake. I will see you guys next time.